So today I'm going to talk about one of the most versatile amp heads that I have owned, and that's the Marshall JVM 410H. I did own the Marshall JVM 410H JS, the Joe Satriani version, and that was amazing. Probably should have never got rid of that, but it made me appreciate it. And so I'll always try to pick up JVM, the 410H, if I can find one. But it's a very, very versatile amp where it has 4 channels. The clean, it has a crunch, it has an overdrive 1 and an overdrive 2. All of these sound absolutely amazing. And since I grew up listening to metal, so I love metal music, obviously, you know, the 80s, 90s were big for me. And I always I like a good clean, but I always like a good distortion. I like a lot of gain. I tend to, when I'm practicing playing, I'll tend to spend more time just trying to get a nice, really thick gain sound. And this Marshall gives it to you, and it sounds amazing. But I can go through between the OD1, which is the overdrive 1, the overdrive 2, and I can get great sounds out of these. Not only that, for those of you who probably haven't used one before, which I highly recommend, is the way the Marshalls work here is that it also has a green, an orange, and a red mode for each one of the channels. So not only do I have the 4 channels to choose from here, which is again the clean, crunch, overdrive 1, overdrive 2, but each one of them gives me the option of playing in the green mode, playing in the orange mode, and playing in the red, which is going to have the most gain. And that totally changes everything you're doing. So you can almost, right there, just from the get-go, 4 channels, 3 modes in each. You have 12 different options there just to start with. Now with the JVM 410H, it comes with, right out of the box, it has reverb. And it has a separate reverb for each channel. And you can turn it on and off for each channel as well, or set it to whatever you want, which is another absolutely great feature. Now with the Joe Satriani version, it doesn't have reverb, and this is actually a noise gate. And you can change the noise gate for each one, which is, you know, to each their own. It depends on what you like. Typically it's easier for me if I don't really need a reverb pedal if I have reverb in my amp. Most amps I've always used always had reverb in them. But the noise gate's a great feature as well, especially when you're getting into amps like this and you're playing awfully loud, and depending on your pickup selection and what you're using, the noise gate really helps. So, but either way, this one does not have that. This is the regular, it has the reverb. You have 2 master volumes, and you can choose which master volume will be controlling each channel and how it's set up. You can turn on your foot switch. It comes with a foot switch that has 6 presets, and you can set those up to anything you want with any of these combinations. So that preset 1, I could be on overdrive 1 with reverb turned on and my effects loop turned on as well. And it all depends on how you have the MIDI footboard set up. So it's very versatile there as well. The effects loop works great on this. I've found that using this JVM 410H, it takes pedals well in the front, and it takes pedals well in the effects loop just as well. And there's also I'll be showing the different features as well, but there's also a level, you know, for how much wet over the actual the signal that you want for your effects loop anyways, and you can adjust that, which works out great. I guess I'm not trying to be overly positive with the JVM, but I have tried a lot of tube amps over the years. And Marshalls, for some reason, the Marshalls I always like. Fenders are great. Fenders they're more for, it's not for me, if I want to put it that way. Again, I like the heavy metal, I like the high gain. Fenders, they sound great. I mean, there are some tones you can get out of those Fenders that are just bluesy. The cleans just before breakup, right there, they sound awesome. But this is what's more my style. I find the Marshall and the distortion, the gain in a Marshall, depending on the model, is great. I just like the versatility here with the 4 channels and being able to set those to whatever I want. And this plays very well through different cabs. So for instance, I have played this through a 1960B, the straight cab, the 300 watt, older version from the 90s. And it sounds great. But I also have a PV 5150 cab, which I had reupholstered in a previous video, which you could probably see. And I've played that through this, and it sounds great. And those are just the American PV 5150 speakers in that. And it has a great tone value in there, and it sounds wonderful. Now, what I'm playing through right here, what the amp is actually hooked up to, I have a JCM 900 1960s version slant cab, and it sounds really good. So I will give some demos or some spotlight of the different channels, how it sounds, what it does, and I think you'll see that it sounds great. So take a look. We'll see what you like. Tell me what you think.